Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US indices for the Thursday the 10th of June, and starting here on the S&P. So we're looking at this little pattern moving up into this wave 3 here, or the other count is this wave 3 here. Either way, they're both kind of the same thing, because we'd see once it finishes, we'd see a pullback in this particular space. So just drilling into that on the 4-hour chart and just getting a bit of an idea about this. I think a good way to get a bit of a feel about this is that we can see that the S&P 500 is really struggling with this move from this low here and this move up here. Now, there have been other markets that have made, quite significant new highs here above this high here. So just to get a feel for this, if we just have a look around the paddock, so to speak, I'm not sure what this is. This is okay, this is the euro, this is the DJ euro stock. And what I want to point out here is that this move that goes up to here and back to here, so this is a European thing, but this move going up to here and back to here and then moving all the way up here, that's what the S&P is trying to do. But the S&P hasn't taken out this high here yet. Just to individualize that, this is the French market, the CAC 40, and it's had this move and this move. So this move and this move here, if we look at that again, is this one here and this one here. So you can see that it's really sort of lagging at this point. So I just want to have a bit of a look around, so to speak. This is the DJ, so the Dow Jones, so it's got its move here. It made a new low here, and it's also struggling to make out these highs here. It's covered its top, its gap here. But these sort of patterns start to make a nice little ABC pattern for this as well. Let's just move along a little bit further here. Let me just find something. So that's just the NASDAQ, and that's the NASDAQ Comp. We can come back to those. The Russell is slightly different. Can we come to the S&P here again? So basically what we're seeing is because this move down through here could be counted as an impulse wave. That means that we could have an A wave here, a B wave coming up here, and a C wave coming down here. And we can even a B wave can take out the top here and then come down here as well. Or otherwise, we've got to kind of squash this up a little bit. So what I mean by that is that, so basically the takeaway here is all the US markets are struggling to take out their highs, where the Euro markets have, clearly moved up much higher, and we could count them as impulse waves to the upside. So I'm thinking with the US markets, we have to count them up as impulse waves, but we just know that they're struggling. So coming back to the S&P here, we can count this from the low here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here and 5 here, because we've got 5 waves in here. We looked at that yesterday. But the other option here is to look for another 5 little waves. So have this here as wave 1 here, back for wave 2, and then 3, 4, 5, and finish up here. So we're close to finishing, but we haven't really made a new high here. So sorry for rambling on, but basically what I'm saying is that the European markets have moved up nicely, where the US markets have struggled to move up. But I think that this move up here is more impulsive than corrective, even though it looks corrective. So I still think there's more to go. So we take out these highs here. So yeah, we need to look at this pattern as a little bit more sort of bullish, and which we have been, not so much this one here. Yeah, that's a bit too bullish, this one, so not this one, but let's just go to the tick chart and just check on that for a moment, see what I've done there. Okay, the tick chart does a reasonable sort of job. So we've got wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 over here, and then I guess basically what I'm saying is when we've got wave 4 here, then we can go from wave 4, and we've counted up as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we can have wave 5 sitting in here, but it's just a little bit, it hasn't taken out that high yet. So, you know, we started to count this up here as an impulse wave, as wave 1 here, and looking probably for an ABC pattern here, but it's not giving me a very nice sort of ABC pattern here. It's showing up a little bit better on the NASDAQ. So with the NASDAQ here, so we can count up as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to here as well on the NASDAQ, and have a top in place, and that's what we were talking about yesterday. But at the same time, I just don't think we've gone high enough. But at the same time, I think that we're in an impulse wave rather than a corrective wave. So we counted up here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and labeling it wave 1 here with an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave back for wave 2 here. So I still think there's more to the upside to go to wave 3, then 4, and then 5 to the upside, and then finish, you know. So having this sitting over here like this, but you know, we're just seeing the US market struggle where the Euro markets have moved up further. So I think that this is probably the case here, where we've got wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 moving up here and then finishing. Thursday in our bullish weekly cycle means that Thursday is our bearish day, so we probably will see this move down into this space here before moving up. That's 50-60%, or at least back to the A wave here or to the wave 4 here. It doesn't really have to come this deep here, but it does leave this as a long trade at this point. For here, this move up through here, it could probably be counted as 5 waves. I pulled it apart. I can go 5 waves to here, an A, B, C in here. So maybe we can get a 3 in here and a 4 and a 5 to finish. So this is from this low to this high here. This makes a nice little A, B, C to this point. So it could just go up from here as well, and we'd have to bring wave 2 in over here for this. But the reason for saying this is to be going long above this point here would be fine. Otherwise, we'll need to look at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 coming down for this C wave here for this, and then moving up through here. We can't turn bearish in this market, put it this way. We can't turn bearish in this market unless this low here gets taken out. And this is for the NASDAQ, and the S&P is just the same. This is just a nicer little pattern in here than the S&P. The S&P one's a little bit sort of doggy, really, because we've got this extra little high in here, which didn't occur on the NASDAQ. So I don't know if we've got wave 1 here and 2 to here, or we've got an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave coming down here a little bit further. But the same thing really applies as well, is that we can't really turn bearish unless this low down here is taken out. We could probably get a better you know, short trade than that, of course. We could do that at the 4200 here, so that would need to become the retested resistance at that point. So yeah, that's kind of it in a way. Let's just go back and sort of repeat that a little bit. So just on the 4-hour chart here, this move up here is really struggling to move higher, right? We are looking for a top, and tops never really finish the way that we would like them. In hindsight, we go, oh yeah, that's it. But in the real world, in the now, it's not always that easy. But what I wanted to point out today, just basically, was that the European markets have basically soared right through their old highs here, and that means that they're in an impulse wave. So it must mean that this is in an impulse wave as well, and it just has further to go up. So in a very conservative way, I've counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. But I think that this 5th wave here is actually just up here for that, coming into this place here. And we need to look at this as 1 here and some sort of ABC here, or another little 1 and 2 or something coming into here, but 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So that's what it would be for the S&P and also for the NASDAQ as well. I've got a more bullish counter that takes us much higher, but I can't see that being the case, you know, on the hourly chart here, because it's just not going to catch up to what it needs to catch up to. So I had this triangle pattern over here, and I think that's fine. And then looking at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and then looking up here higher for wave 3 here, and then 4 and then 5. So I suppose it just gives us this extra 4th and 5th wave here for this, which is quite valid. So we'll just keep it there for the time being, and you know, we'll talk about it, but we may just have to rule that out. So yeah, that's all I could really sort of add today is just really considering this an impulse wave rather than a corrective wave as an A wave, a B wave and a C wave coming down through here. So even though it's struggling to the upside, we still got to stay with it. That's the bottom line with this here. And for the S&P, we could only turn bearish if the 4200 here became the retested resistance. Then we could look at the short trade. So we really need to stay on the long trades, but it's just struggling, you know. That's the bottom line with it. Where's our Russell, by the way? Okay, Russell here. So let's just go to the daily chart here for this. So with the Russell here, you could probably put wave 3 over here for this, but it doesn't really matter. What I've been doing is counting up here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, moving up into this space. When I looked at my other charting program, this is the Trading Levels charting program, which you can download off our website. It's free, but you have to get your own data. It's a metastock. It takes a metastock data feed, and it's only end of day. But it's good. It's got some Elliott wave labeling on here, and it's also got the trading levels on here. So it's just a medium level here. I clicked, and it'll have the major levels and so on through here. So it's a little bit sort of helpful in that regard. It's got about 120 indicators and all those sort of things, but just very basic. I like it because I can just click through my stocks. I can create my watch lists here, and then I can just toggle through them very quickly like this, you know, because I like to move. I like to look at things quickly. I like to eyeball things quickly. But when you've got a web-based charting program, you've got to it just takes a little bit longer to load things. But anyway, apart from me waffling on there, this is the Russell here. So with the Russell here, I was thinking that it looks a little bit different here on this, and I pay for this data here, so I trust this data. It's managed data. So from this point, we could count wave 1 here and 2 here, and then all of this just looks like the third wave here, doesn't it? So it looks like it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So in this case, I can just grab a drawing tool here. Then in this case here, it looks like from the low here, we've got 1 and 2 here for that. And then this is just the top of the third wave coming into play here. And then we've still got the 5th wave to go here for that. And that would be, that would sort of work well, because it will take out this high in that case. But when I come to this, when I come over here to this, and I go to the hourly chart, here we've been counting it slightly different. I've been counting it as 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the third wave. And then the 4th wave here, and then we've been counting up here as 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 5 here. Oh, we've still got this to go here. We've still got one more move to go here, so it's not too far out. Our wave 4 here, and then our wave 5 here for this. So, that's probably the 38.2% retracement level for this. But anyway, we've taken a percentage here, and we've got our stop quite close here. You may not want to get stopped out because there's still one more move here based on this one and the other charting program as well. So there's still a bit more upside with these markets. That's the takeaway here for this, for today anyway. But Thursday can be the bearish day, so we'll need to be mindful of that. Okay, let's have a look at some stock. Starting with Tesla here, as you know, we've got the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave down here. We're looking from B to C. We're looking for 5 waves of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and coming down for wave 5 here. There is a chance that this could kick higher here. It's a little bit slim, but we just need to keep it in mind, and we need to look at that. We can definitely short it below the low here, but we'll be able to get a better position than that as well. So I go from the daily chart to the tick chart here and chat about this a little bit further. So let's just get in a bit more data for this. So from this blue wave 4 up there, I hope you can see that okay. I've counted down for wave 1 down through here, and then looked at an A and a B and a C to the box here. It jumped a little bit higher, but we'll stay with it. The other point here is that from this point here, it could just fold lower from here. That's what would be nice at that point, right? But I'm not quite sure. We just got to be careful that there's not another little move in here. So yesterday we talked about this ABC here being just the A wave here, and then a possible B wave over here, and then a C wave here, and then down from that point. I won't go into the bigger story of why for that, but what we do need to do is we need to just sort of understand that B wave a little bit, so we can pop that up there. This is our 50-60% retracement level area through here, so we'll just bring that across there and put that in there and remove that. And we can just put another line in here. We'll put it at the 590 because that's the closest, largest number. So what we could do at this point is you could short it, and you just copy this, and I'll put the stop there. Just put that in red. So what we want is we really want this. We want this 590 to become the retested resistance. So we had this short trade from here, then we could bring it up to here, and you can leave it there if you want, but we also want to bring it over to here now. So it's possible that you could short it from the 600, but you just need to leave the stop out of the way. You could probably bring it down to the second high. And here we would need to see, let's just assume for a moment that the market does drop down through here. It will hit 590 because it's a large number, reasonably large number, not that important, but it will bounce back, and then it will come through and check it and retest. So you're waiting for that retest, and you want that retest on lower volume than the previous trend down through here. And then if it goes at that stage, then we'll be on our way at that point. So we just really want to get past this B wave here for this. Okay, it may not give you a nice clean sort of picture here. I was hoping for something, you know, at least of that magnitude. We'll see how we go, but we should see the same thing at the 600 here, because the market's come down and then it's bounced back. Like it's come down, it's bounced back, and now it's coming through it, isn't it? So it's good if you can try to count the waves as well. That's always sort of helpful. But you can see here now it's had its first little retest here. So you could probably short it under that point there in the next session. It's because it's tested it here twice, or, you know, the third time it's come through here. So, you know, it may not break that low here. It may just go straight back up. But yeah, it looks like it's sort of on its way now, doesn't it? It's like a ball bouncing. The first bounce is the highest, and and then it becomes resistance and drops at that point. Okay, enough waffling. Facebook. So we've been looking 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. The extension's in the third wave, so wave 1 and wave 5 can be roughly the same length. It does appear that we've got 5 waves in here at the moment. So the only thing that would sort of deter me now would be that this would be wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here. The only thing that we'd need to be mindful of is that this fifth wave here, is that just wave 1 and we come back for wave 2 and then we go 3, 4 and 5 here and finish off and then come down. So we need to understand that risk. We need to understand from the low to the high here, the 50-60% retracement level, and then find that as resistance, and then we can short. So our 5 waves up of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, I'm happy with all of those. And then we've been looking at wave 5 here. I'm not really worrying about this spike here too much. So I want to sort of build it from here. So in terms of 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the third wave, fourth wave and fifth wave here. So from that low to that high, this box is the 50-60% retracement level. We don't have 5 waves down here yet. If this market would like to move down a little bit further, so to speak, that would be 3, 4 and 5 here, and then we would have an A and a B and a C wave here, and then we would go down at that point. So then we could look at that being, we could look at that being wave 1 at that point and wave 2 here for this. So our short trade really could come from, from that B wave low here, or some sort of, trend line through here and all that sort of stuff. So here we've got 3 waves down. This is not quite finished because that would be from that top here, that would be that would be the third wave in here for this at least. So there would be a couple of more little things here for even as an A wave, a B wave and a C wave here. So that means technically we could also go long above here for that, if this was going to be wave 1 here and back for wave 2 here, and then 3, 4, 5 to finish off that fifth wave up there. We don't have these trades in here anymore, so we'll just move these, but I'll keep the little red one there for a moment. We don't need these guys. We've got one back here as well. We don't need that. That trade's done. So yeah, so that's sort of it really. I mean, if I was there on the day, I would have shorted. We could have shorted through here because we had this impulse wave here, so we could have shorted here and put the stop here. But that's woulda, coulda, shoulda, and I wasn't there, and all the rest of it. So now instead of using this impulse wave, we have to use this larger impulse wave to here. The other point too, I guess, if we can't figure this out, or you can't figure it out, or whatever the case may be, then moving below this wave 4 here would also trigger in a short trade as well. Now I'll just bring that back a little bit to the price, because when I close the charting program down, anything on this side of the price all gets squashed back up over here when I close the charting program. So it won't look the same the next day. So anyway, we were looking for a turn here yesterday, and we've got our turn. Now we just want to confirm it. Okay, as simple as that. And square. So with square here, we've been looking at wave 3 down to wave 4 as an A and a B wave and a C wave down here. And so we're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 coming down through here for this. And these should be 1 degree smaller. They should be in green. Oh, they are green. I swear they were just blue then. So let's just go into the where are we? We're in the tick chart, aren't we, with this? So we don't need that one. So from that wave 4, we've been counting down as 1 and 2. And let me just double check this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm happy with that, happy with that, happy with the third wave. The fourth wave here overlaps wave 1 here. So I'm not sure if I should call that wave 1 and 2 here. Probably 1 and 2, but it doesn't really matter. We're on the right track. She's moving down. So we can see that this, we could just borrow these here for a moment. That's 1 and 2. I'll have to figure out if that's 4 or 2 there. Okay, so we'll see how quick this moves down, and that will help us understand if it's wave 4, if it's wave 4 to 5 coming down, or wave 2 to 3 coming down here for this. But it's kind of funny, really, because when I go back to, I haven't had a good look at the general stock market as such. Maybe I'll do that on the weekend and just see where things are a little bit, because I mean, as I keep saying, this move here is in 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. So an A wave and then a B wave and a C wave. So this is a corrective move here, this wave A here. So just looking at, you know, a B and a C wave here, and that should be the end of it. But when this finishes here, then would be expecting this market to move up from that point. But at the same time, we'll be looking, we'll look for the indices to top out and then move down into a larger correction. So this one will be going against the trend. I mean, it's going against the trend now, isn't it, really? I mean, with all of this, generally speaking. So it might find its own way higher. It'll be interesting to see, and to see what other stocks are in that same basket as well. So when you can short this if you want to, but it wasn't really what I had in mind. But of course you can. It's all like suited, but there will be, you know, it will be a little bit bouncy around the 200 and so on. You could trade to the 200, I guess. But I just really wanted for wave C to finish, and then I wanted an impulse wave to come up and then sit on the level here, and then we could trade it. So let's see if that happens, and if that does happen, then we can trade it long. If there's some much bigger bearish pattern happening here, then you know, it will just continue to move down, and we'll have to get it under the 200 as a retest. But yeah, we'll just stay on course with this for the time being. And let's have a look at the next one. Apple here. So from the top here, we're looking at wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and wave A, and then ABC here. Well, this is much the same as square, isn't it? It's just lagging a little bit. So then we're looking down here for wave 1, and then, as you know, possible wave 2 here, which is being sort of ruled out now. We're more likely looking at an A wave here, an A, B, and C here for the B wave, and then up for the C wave here, and then dropping from there. I don't think it's going to reach to where it's supposed to reach, so probably just the 130 at that point. So I'll leave it at that point. We can short it under this level here, but we'll be able to get a better position than that. So we're looking at an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave over here, I think. So on the tick chart, so we've got wave 1 or wave A over here, and then a little bit complicated here, but we've worked through it reasonably well, I thought. So an A wave, and then an A and a B and a C wave here for this B wave here, and then we go up for the C wave here, and we've been counting 5 waves up. So we've got our first wave here, and second wave, third wave, fourth wave, and then looking for our 5th wave up here. So I don't think that we don't really want that breaking out of group 2 here, so we really want that to build up and make a new high here, and may not even reach there, and then down from that point. Now, I did mention yesterday that it's possible to have a wave 1 and 2 here. Yeah, it is. It's a little bit small, but 1 and 2 here, and then and then building 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 to here for 3. That would be 3, 4 and 5 here. So it is possible to have wave 5 sitting at this point here. So we'll just need to be, we talked about bringing this trigger here from this low to this low. I would like to bring it a bit higher, but I don't want to get trapped in this just yet. So we'll just give it a time. But if we see this just drop from here and then come back and retest it, then we can bring this one here over to here. Okay, so if you see that, then you can do that and maybe have a maybe even half a position here, and then the other half of the position under the 25 here if you wanted to get in a little bit early. Let's just see how that travels. We're getting closer. We just don't want to make any mistakes at this point. Okay, let's look at the next one. So Google here, this is going from wave 4 to wave 5 here as 1 and 2 here and 3 here and 4 here. And I think the top is in play here unless we're going to get an extension in here. This is 100 ticks. Let's just go to 20 ticks and see what's what, see if we can figure things out. So from this low here, this is the wave 4, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here for this. I don't know. I mean, we've either got a top right here, or this is going to be, you know, wave 1 here, coming back for wave 2 here, and then going 3, 4, and 5, finishing off here. But it seems that it'll take too long. So it's not really showing us anything there. I mean, this here, I'm looking at this, this can be, you know, as a top here, this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. And I know we've got overlap in this movement here, but I've seen it before, so I have to be careful. This here could be counted as bullish or corrective here. It would only be bullish if it made a new high above here, and probably bearish. We could probably short that, you know. No, we can't because of this. It could just drop down here and then move up from that point. Didn't mean to do that, sorry. Yeah, so just a bit of a trap at this point. Let me just go back to the 100 ticks and just, yes, either the top in here, or we need to look at this as wave 1 here and coming back for wave 2, which can come to the 50-60% retracement level. So I'm not quite sure which is the best way to go with this at this stage. I'll just put this over on this side here and just put this back over here, because when I close the charting program, they'll just move back over anyway. At least I can control it at this point. Yeah, so either that, or we're going to be heading up here higher for this. We don't want to fight the trend. And yeah, I mean, if we're going to short, we kind of want an impulse wave like this coming down here, and then it's going to click back, right? And then we can short it here or draw a line through here and all that sort of stuff. So just got to be a bit patient to get it right. It's nice to get the turn, don't get me wrong, but that's also where the risk is as well. And sometimes you'll get it and sometimes you won't. And you've got to be careful how how your own mind works, because we tend to sort of tell ourselves more about the winners than the losers, unless you keep records, and new traders don't do that. Next one, Amazon. So the same thing here really. This is just the tick chart. We're looking down from the top here as wave A or wave 1, and we've been looking for the corrective move as an A, B, and C here for the A wave. And then from this A wave here, we're looking for an A and a B and a C wave over here for the B wave, and then moving up for the C wave there. So there's a few things that we can do here. we were looking at going short at this point, but we've got our rally, so we'll be able to move that up a little bit. This is not going to be the case, so we'll use that over there. I'll just bring these over here. We don't need these now. Things are coming a little bit clearer. Don't need that. So this is where we are here now. So can we count 5 waves up here? Not just yet. I think that that's all of wave 1 to here and 2 to here. So this is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we're still building to the upside. So that will be thing, and then it'll be something like this. So that might be good because we'll be able to use this number here as the resistance here and then look to short at that point. So we're looking for a little bit further upside for that. And yeah, otherwise we'll just wait for an impulse wave to the downside. So we're on the right track here. Everything's cleared a few things up, but that's all good. Yeah, no, looking good. You can double check that if you like, just to make sure I've got that right. But yeah, okay, that's it. So yeah, look, just looking at even Amazon here and what we went through with the indices, the whole market needs to edge higher, but Thursday can be a bearish day, so be mindful of that, with Friday and Monday following through to the upside. So next week we could look to be on the short side of things. So don't lose any money in the meantime. Let's wait for get the timing right. It's all about the timing. Timing is everything. Well, I don't know if it's everything, but it can mean a lot. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Cheers.